So Tera happened to be Abraham's father, and Tera had a son. This son, Abraham, had a nephew who we know as Lot. And the wife to Abraham was Sarai before she became Sarah. And so these are very cardinal characters in the Bible with idioms and symbols and meanings that we need to take on. Now, most of us know Abraham to be the father of faith. Unfortunately, we only look at the bigger picture and don't want to understand what he went through to be where he was then. So just a quick genesis. He came from a family that was a heathen family. It worshipped stars. And because of his demeanor, his character, God selected him from a heathen home. He chose him and told him to say, I will make you a greater nation. And from you, my son of promise will be born. Now, understanding Abraham coming from a heathen family, not knowing a God who existed in time past, he had some hesitance in the call that God had upon him to say, leave your habitation, leave your parents, leave your mom to a place that I want you to be. So in Abraham's call, we find Abraham having some kind of hesitance and being called to a land of promise. We see Abraham having to hesitate to getting this call with some caution. And so for the first time when Abraham was called, he moved to a place called Haran, and he moved with his father, he moved with his nephew called Lot. Whilst he was at Haran, God still called Abraham to say, Abraham, I still need you to go to the land of promise. But Abraham could not focus his attention to this call, not until God had to allow his father to lay down. Now, if we're going to search deeply and understand who Tera really was and what Tera really means, you'll discover that Tera implies stumbling block. Now, a stumbling block in Abraham's life came from the closest of his family, and God did not hesitate to take him down. Now, this Tera that I'm talking about could be a person or a habit or a belonging that we may possess that may hinder us seeing what God has as a promise for us ahead of time. And so, no matter how much he justified his love for his father, because by this time he lost his mother already, Abraham could not see God's call. And Terah, being in the presence of Abraham, was the obstacle. And now, this story, at a very greater length, if you're to analyze it, gives us a fearful scenario of the people we harbor that are terrors in our lives. And as long as they are within the vicinity or confines of our lives, we may not see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they must die. Not calling for death upon any human terror, but this is a spiritual lesson that is coming to individuals of how naive we've been to the people we've held so much close to for a time that they've dragged us of the progress that we could have had that we do not have had we seen that these were terrors. Fearfully, some of us may ourselves be terrors in our own lives and in other people's lives, and we may need to die. Dying in the sense that we may either get converted, or we may either change strategy, or we may depart from a certain company that has a promise ahead. Now, I'm trying to bring this to the attention of individuals to say, even in our homes, our wives, our husbands, our children are surrounded by terrors who are so close by, sometimes used by the devil to distract the bigger picture ahead. And we need to ask God to help us identify the terrors that surround us. And this terror comes in form of stagnation, spiritual, academic, financial, and these terrors must be knocked down. At our workplaces, they exist. No matter how much we try to study, promotion may not come as long as terror is within the house, and terror must die. Of course, there are people who call such kind of prayers dangerous prayers. I don't know, whatever you want to call them. But any obstacle that may come through, I ask that God may move it away by all means, that you may have a way cleared. And terror has over-dominated, left the back seat, and now is in the passenger's. In fact, he is already in the driver's seat. Terror has driven a lot of our homes, and we have permitted terror to rule so much, and so much space has been eaten up, and terror must die. We are told after 70 years, terror, who happened to have dominated this man of promise, came to die later on, 119. Now I'm trying to bring in a picture. It may not be a human terror, but a habit that we have clung so much to that needs to disappear, and let's ask God to intervene and clear the way. It may be your academic success. Terror will cause sicknesses just before you write an exam, or confusion just almost before a promotion comes, or just something that could have almost allowed this success of the marriage to go through, but terror, the best friend of my husband, came through. Terror must be separated. And this terror has over-dominated. And my prayer is that we may allow him to help us identify these terrors that come to terrify our territories. And so today, our short sharing was Terror Must Die. And so, friends, as you get to study, combine spiritual excellence with academic excellence for you to flourish. Academic excellence must be accompanied by spiritual excellence. Take time to read your Bible as much as you do with your academics. We'll end here. Have a good night, and thank you so much for your time.